you so much for joining me today. My name is Christy Price and I'm a certified yoga therapist working with Levine Cancer Institute in the Integrative Oncology Department. And today I'm here to offer you a gentle floor yoga class. This class is accessible to anybody who's able to get on the floor, from first-time beginners, someone who's never tried yoga before, all the way to those who maybe have been doing yoga for several years or even several decades. I'd like to start, before we begin our session, with a little bit about how I structure the class and a little bit about how I teach. So I will be demonstrating the class up here, and usually I might give you several different options for a particular pose. Some people that come to the class, they are looking for a very relaxing experience, a gentle stretch experience. Other people that are coming to the class might be looking for a little bit more of a challenge. So I have that unique responsibility of providing you with both. So one thing that I often do is provide lots of modifications and lots of additional options to go deeper into different positions. One example might be, if, for example, I have you reaching your arm out to the side, and you might hear me say something like, if you'd like a little more stretch, then you might reach your arm up diagonal. If you'd like even more stretch still, you might reach your arm up by your ear, or even begin to fold over to the side. Now, with that said, that would be very contraindicated for somebody who perhaps just had breast surgery or some type of surgery in their chest or in the armpit area. So you would stay here, okay? There's no need for you to progress into something that you're not comfortable with. But for somebody else who perhaps did not have that surgery and they might want a little bit of a deeper stretch, they would go into that more challenging part of the pose. So remember that this is your practice, that this is your body. I'm only here to guide you, but it's really important that you do what feels good for you. So if you will, go ahead and join me on your mat. Make sure that you have some water close by, and a lot of times I'll recommend having a pillow close by as well, especially if you have any type of low back discomfort when you're lying down on your back on the floor, okay? So that is actually how we are going to start. I'd like for you to go ahead and lie down on your mat. Your arms are going to rest down by your sides. And we will start with a little bit of centering, so your eyes will close. Now, I did just allude a little bit to the low back discomfort. Some people, when they lie down, their low back is not happy with that unless their knees are bent or supported. So you can either bend your knees, or you might lie down and place a pillow. It could be a rolled up blanket or any type of support that just gives your knees a little bit of a bend. And that can help take some pressure out of the low back space. Arms are going to be by your sides, palms are going to face up, and the eyes are closed. And I always like to begin each of my sessions with 3 cleansing breaths. So 3 times you're going to breathe in through your nose, and then you're going to open your mouth and you're going to sigh through the mouth. Now, after taking those 3 cleansing breaths, you're going to begin to breathe in and out just through the nose. And maybe you're noticing for the first time today the simple fact that you're breathing. attention to the coolness of the air as it enters the nostrils. Pay attention to the warmth of the air as it touches the upper lip on the exhalation. Maybe even begin to pay attention to what part of the torso is moving with your breath. Is the belly rising and falling? Is the chest rising and falling? Is there breath in the side of the body or the back of your body? And giving yourself the permission to be fully present for the time that you have today on your mat. Inviting a sense of peace and allowing yourself to let go of the to-do list and of the worries, at least just for this time together. Now 3 times with your breath, you're going to say to yourself, just in your head, I am, as you inhale, and at peace as you exhale. Very nice. Go ahead and start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bringing a little movement back to your body. Maybe start to roll your wrists and your ankles in circles here. Wonderful. If you did place that pillow underneath your knees, I'm going to ask you just to move that pillow to the side. You might use it again at the end of the class. And we are going to have your left leg straight. You're going to bring your right knee in towards your chest. Okay, grab behind your thigh here and you're going to flex your foot. So the toes are not pointed, but instead the toes are pulling back towards your knee, towards your shin. And then your left leg, you're pushing out through that heel as well. So the left leg is engaged, it's active. As you inhale, I want you to start to straighten your right leg. And as you exhale, you're going to let that right knee bend again. Okay? Slow movements, movement with breath. Good. The next time that you straighten this right leg, you're going to keep it lifted. And now I want you to point the toes and then flex the foot. Okay, so you point the toes, you flex the foot. The left leg is still active and engaged. You're just working out this right leg.
that right knee, reach your arms out to the side, almost like you're a T. And you're just going to start to make some circles with this right knee, okay? You can have the circles pretty small. You can even support the knee with your right hand if you like. If you want a little more challenge, especially on the core, then you might make your circle a little bit bigger. You might let the knee come across the body, down and around. So you're doing what feels good for your body today. And now I want you to reverse it. Go the other direction. Out to the side, down, across, back to the chest. And if your leg gets tired at any point, then just start to make those circles a little bit smaller and perhaps give yourself a little bit of support by holding on to that right knee. Good, all right. Place that right foot down. We're going to switch sides. So the left knee's going to bend, the right leg's going to come straight. I want you to flex that right foot, right? Keep this leg nice and engaged. And then draw now the left knee in. And you're going to flex the left foot as well. We're just going to move a little bit with your breath. So as you inhale, you're going to straighten that left leg. As you exhale, you're going to let that knee bend. A lot of times you will notice pretty quickly that one side is tighter than the other side. And that's normal. One of my favorite sayings is, we are bilateral creatures, but we are not symmetrical. One side's going to be tighter, one side's going to be looser. It's okay. Good. One more. And then this time you're going to straighten the leg, keep it there, point and flex the foot. Beautiful. And let those arms come down by your sides, out like a T. You're going to bend the left knee and then start to make those circles. So if you need a little bit of support, you're holding onto your left knee with your left hand. And you want a little bit more, maybe you're bringing that leg across the body, really down and around and back to the chest. Good. Reverse it, go the other direction. Wonderful. All right, go ahead and bend both of your knees and place your feet on the floor about hip distance apart here. And we're just going to windshield wiper the knees side to side. So exhale, drop the knees to one side. You're going to inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, drop it over to the other side. All right, so the breath can be slow and deep, which means the movement can also be slow. Okay? We don't need to rush through it. Take your time. Good. Coming back to center now, you're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee. Okay, I want you to flex your right foot. This is called pigeon pose. You can do this a couple of ways. Okay, so this might be enough for you, okay? And if you're gonna keep your left foot down, then you might take your right hand and just ever so gently push the right knee away. So what you're working on is getting a little bit of space in this hip flexor area, the psoas area, finding length there. If you want a little bit more of a stretch in your hip, then you're going to take your hands and bring them through the legs. Grab the back of your left thigh. Clasp your hands if you can, and then draw the knees in towards the chest. Some people like to stay static here, meaning they don't move. Some people like to rock a little side to side. One is not better than the other, so you pick whatever you'd like to do. For about the first, 15 years of my practice, I did not like to rock side to side. I always stayed still. And then more recently, I've noticed that I kind of do like the rock, the side to side, because it changes the stretch a lot. So maybe you try it and see if it's for you, and if it's not for you, then stay still. Remember, it's your body, it's your class. I'm only here to guide you. Very nice. Release out of that. We're just going over to the other side. So left ankle crosses over the right knee. Flex the foot. Good. You might keep your right foot down and work on pushing that left knee away. Or maybe you reach through, you grab the back of that right thigh. You're getting a big stretch in the left hip here. Draw it in towards the chest, and again, you're going to notice one side is tighter than the other side, and that's totally normal, completely normal. Maybe you stay here static, maybe you rock a little side to side. You do choose to rock side to side, and you find a spot where you think, ooh, I really need to stay there and stretch. Right? Then maybe you stay in that spot and you breathe and you stretch. Right? But keep the breath slow and deep. Very good. Go ahead and release out of that. You are going to roll over onto your side and bring yourself up to a sitting position. Sitting cross-legged here. Perfect. Alrighty, so one thing I talk about in almost all of my yoga classes is noticing what your default is. We all have a default. We all have a pattern that our body likes to go into. And a lot of times that default is not neutral, okay? So it's actually causing imbalances within the muscles. So notice if your default is someone that leans forward when you're sitting or someone that leans back when you're sitting. And if I turn to the side, you can see this a little bit better. So I'm someone who leans forward. That is always my default, right? So I sit down, and this is typically what I do. And I feel like I'm straight because I've done this almost my whole life, right? And then there are people who kind of sit more on the back of their sits bones, and they might look more like this, and you'll see that the shoulders are coming forward and the upper back is a little rounded, and so you're causing a lot of strain in the back muscles as well. So what we want to do is we want to rock a little forward and back on our pelvis. So those are those two bony points on the bottom of the pelvis. And what you're looking for is where's neutral. So where am I not forward? Where am I not back? Where am I not forward? Where am I not back? Where can I find that I am neutral? And when you find neutral, right, kind of in the middle of those sits bones, You're gonna stick it. I say stick it. Keep it right there. Beautiful. So you're in your neutral. Lift up through the front of the spine. Let the shoulders roll back and down. Take your hands to the heart center for a moment here. Take your thumbs, the base of your thumbs, push them just ever so gently into the sternum. Lift the sternum. Close the eyes. Take a couple deep, slow breaths. On the inhale, say to yourself, I am. On the exhale, say to yourself, at peace. Beautiful. Let the eyes flutter back open. Take your left hand down by your side. Reach your right arm out to the side like a capital T. Beautiful. Keep those shoulders down. Keep the belly in, the chest nice and lifted. You can stay here, right? Going back to that example we did earlier. If you'd like a little more stretch, you might reach your arm up so it's going somewhat diagonal. If you want even more stretch, then you might turn the palm and bring your bicep near your ear. And then finally, the last amount of stretch would be bending your left elbow, leaning over to the left, and letting the arm follow you. Regardless of where you are, doesn't matter. You're still going to be breathing slow and deep. Awesome. Bring it all the way back to center. Let that right arm drop down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Remember, one side can feel totally different than the other side. So you might be in a different position this time, and that's okay. So reach that left arm out to the side. Reach through the fingertips. You can go a little bit deeper if you want, reaching that arm up more diagonal. Maybe you reach it straight up, bicep near the ear. And then if you want even more, then you start to bend into that right elbow. Reach over to the right side. Let the arm come with you. Lovely. Bring it all the way back up. You are going to inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, come into a forward fold. So just reach forward, let the head drop. In this forward folded position, you are breathing deep, right? Their head is heavy. The back is rounded. It's okay to have the back rounded here. Take slow inhales, slow exhales. Awesome. Go ahead and just walk your hands over to the left a little bit here. You're getting a side body stretch now. If you want a little bit more, you can reach more with the right hand. So maybe the right hand goes on top of the left, maybe it crosses over the left. Head is still heavy. Good. Bring it back to center. Walk down over to the other side. So arms reaching to the right now. Maybe the left hand comes on top of the right. Maybe it crosses over the right. And let the head drop. Nice and heavy. Deep breaths. Beautiful. Bring yourself back to center. Roll it all the way up. Grab some water. Then we're going to come into tabletop, hands and knees. So go ahead and take a sip of water.
after you get that sip of water, you're going to come onto your hands and your knees here. It's called tabletop position. Knees are directly below the hips. Wrists are directly below the shoulders. Okay. We're going to come through cat-cow. So cat-cow is movement with breath with the spine. So as you exhale, you're going to round your back, let the head drop. As you inhale, you're going to lift the tailbone, lift the head, arch the back. Okay, so you're just flowing, your breath, your pace. Now, as you're doing that, I will note that if it's uncomfortable for you to do the inhalation and arch your back or to look up, if you've had any spinal fusions, if you've had whiplash, right, any spinal surgeries, then you might just come back to this flat back instead of going into that extension of the spine. Right? That's an option for you to choose. Good. Now go ahead and come into a neutral spine here. Right? So people call it a flat back, but your spine isn't flat, it has curves in it. So I like to say a neutral spine. And you're going to reach your right leg behind you. Okay, tuck the toes. You have the option of keeping your foot down, or if you want a little more challenge, you're going to lift that right leg up. Right? It doesn't go higher than your hips, right? Just kind of straight out from the hip. And then if you want more challenge, then you can come into spinal balance. So spinal balance, you reach your left arm out in front. So if it's my right leg that's lifted, my left arm is lifted. You can also lift the left arm with your right toes on the floor. Okay, so that's another option. You pick what's best for you. Regardless of where you are though, pull the ribs in, right? Think of somebody taking your front ribs and sewing them together to cinch them in towards the midline. Good. Release. We're going to do that on the other side before we come up to stand. So reach the left leg behind you, tuck the toes. You can keep your leg just like this, or you can lift the leg up. If you want more challenge on your balance, reach your right arm out. And again, this is something that you can do with your left toes on the floor. You can also reach the right arm up. That's not a problem. Take a few breaths, cinch those ribs in. Good. Bring it on back to center. And you are going to come up to stand. So however you come up to stand most easily and effortlessly, make your way up. Wonderful. So we're going to do what I call half sun salutations. And I will show it to you really quick first. Because your head is going to be down for a little bit of it, and I want you to be able to know what you're going to be doing. And I'm going to do that really fast, and then we're going to do it together much slower. So just watch to begin with. Right, I'm in mountain pose. My feet are hip distance apart. I'm going to inhale, reach my arms up. I'm going to exhale, come into a forward fold. Let my head drop and let my back round. I'm going to inhale, I'm going to place my hands on my shins or maybe your thighs if that's needed. My back is going to be flat. I'm going to exhale, I'm going to round my back, drop my head again. I'm going to inhale, press into my feet, rise and shine all the way back up. And I'm going to exhale, take it back to my heart. Okay?
So we'll do that several times and I'll walk you through it. Okay, so as you inhale, reach those arms up. As you exhale, come into your forward fold, round the back, drop the head. Take your hands to your shins, look forward with a flat spine, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, round the back, drop the head. Inhale, rise and shine, reach the arms up over the head, and then back to the heart. Good, and again, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, neutral spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and shine, bring it on up. And take it to the heart. One more exactly like that, then we'll add on. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold, round the back. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and shine, bring it on up. Exhale, take it to the heart. Beautiful. Now we're going to add on a warrior one pose with that. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take it to the hips. Keep your right foot forward. Step back with your left foot. Okay, my left heel is on the floor. And I'm going to bend my right knee. Okay, you need to be able to see your right big toe. That makes sure that your knee is in alignment. Your knee should point to the second and third toe. So you should be able to see the big toe. Now you can keep your hands here. You can reach your arms out to the side. You can reach your arms up into the air. Totally up to you. Regardless of where the arms are, I want you to think about this back leg, right? Of course, we're thinking about the front leg. It's starting to work. You're starting to feel it burn a little bit. I want you to focus on this back leg. Push your left leg back. Engage the left leg. Push it back. Push it back. Press the left heel down. When this left leg is engaged and active, the front leg doesn't have as much work to do. So we like that. That front leg likes that. And breathe. Beautiful. Get ready. You're going to bring your left foot forward. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise and shine, bring the arms up, and then take the hands to the hips. Good, we're going to go into warrior one now on the other side. So left leg is forward. You're going to step back with the right foot. Okay, now notice my right heel is down on the mat. I'm not in a lunge, I'm in warrior one, okay? My left knee's bent, and I can see my left big toe. My knee's pointing to my second and my third toe. Super important for knee safety, okay? Hands on the hips, out to the side, up in the air. That doesn't matter, okay? What does matter is that you're pushing back a lot through this right leg, right? So a lot, push it back. Engage that quad. Push the heel down, okay? And breathe, 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 breathe. Both legs are active. You are amazing. You are a warrior. Awesome. Go ahead and take the hands to the hips if they're not already there. Step forward with this right foot. anything else, I want you to notice what is your default when you're standing. So a lot of times your default standing is the same as your default when you're sitting. I'm someone who leans forward when I sit. You will also notice that I lean forward when I stand, right? I hyperextend my knees, my weight is in my toes, and to correct that, if you are also someone that's like that, you want to put a little micro bend in the knees. It's going to feel like you're like this, but you're not. Little micro bend. Lift the toes, bring the heels back. Okay, if you're someone who's already in the back and you're a little more like this, okay, you're going to focus on pressing down a lot through the feet. Engage the legs, lift up through the chest, pull the shoulders back. Okay, so this is just posture. You can practice this when you are standing in line at the grocery store or standing in stirring spaghetti, right? Whatever you might be doing when you're standing, practice your good anatomical posture. It's super important. Alrighty, we're going to do one more of those warrior ones, exactly the same. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach it up. Take your hands to the hips, step back with your left leg, warrior one pose. Press back through the left leg. You should see your right big toe. And then determine where you want your hands. Breathe deeper. Good. Bring that left leg forward. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, round the back, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise and shine. Take the hands to the hips, warrior one on the other side. Step back with the right foot. Bend the left knee, right leg is engaged. And press it back. Press it down. Good. Find your arm position and breathe. Beautiful. Take the arms down and you're actually just going to straighten your left leg. You're going to turn sideways on your mat and then level your feet out. So if there were an imaginary line going down in front of your toes would be touching that mat in the same spot, or the line in the same spot, excuse me. All right, so hands are on your hips and I want you to feel, where is your hip crease? Right, so the hip crease is the place where your thigh meets your pelvis. For me, it's right here. We are going to come into a wide leg forward fold, and you are going to move from the hip crease. Nothing else changes. Okay, so press the feet down, engage these legs, lift the chest, keep the spine nice and neutral. Exhale, fold. I even take my fingertips and I push my hips back, and I lean forward, and then I take my hands down onto the floor. Good. You might rock a little side to side. So you bend one knee, straighten one leg, then go to the other side, bend the other knee, straightening the other leg, side to side. Just kind of rock it out. It's a really nice inner thigh stretch. Good. Come back to center. Place your right hand down in front of you, underneath the chest. And then you're going to twist to the left. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. If you need a modification, place your left hand on your hip instead of lifting it up to the ceiling. Good. We're going to switch sides here. Left arm comes down. And reach that right arm up, twist. Awesome. Bring it back to center. Bend your knees a little bit. Place your hands on your hips. Unhinge. Coming straight up. Lovely. All right. Bring your feet just a little bit closer together. We're going to just take a couple hip circles here. Loosen up the low back. Loosen up the hips. So hands come on the hips. You're just rolling the hips in a circle. It's like a really slow hula hoop. Good. And maybe you're just kind of noticing, where's my circle flat? Where's my circle bulging? Where do I feel restricted? Where do I feel there's too much movement? There is such a thing as being hypermobile, having too much movement in a certain spot. Good. Reverse, go the other direction. And then just notice if those bulges and those flat spots in your circle are in the same spot, or if they shift because you're going a different direction. Awesome. Alrighty, come to neutral. Bring your feet hip distance apart, so right underneath the hips. And you are going to inhale, reach your arms up. So I will say that if it's hard for you to reach your arms up, you can do this with your arms more out in front of you, like so. Okay. I'm going to demonstrate with the arms up. You're going to grab your left wrist, and you're going to reach over to the right. So if that feels like too much stretch in this space, you're going to bring your arms down. You can still lean over a little bit, but the arms are going to stay down instead of being lifted up. And you're going to bring it all the way back up. And of course, switch sides. Good. So you exhale, reach. One side is going to feel different, tighter than the other. If you need to bring your arms forward at all, bring your arms forward, okay? Good. Bring it all the way back up. Release the arms down. We will do one balancing pose, tree pose. So if you prefer to have your back against a wall to balance, bring your back against a wall. It's fine. If you prefer to have something to hold on to, come next to a table or a dresser or whatever you have that's close by. Hold on to the wall if you want. You can do that for a little bit of additional support. Alright, so we're going to stand on the left foot first. Make sure your left toes are pointing forward. And you've got three different options for where this right leg is going to go. First option is what I call kickstand. Right, so my toes are down and my heel is just above my left ankle. Right, so you're still working on balance, but you do have the support of having that foot on the ground. You can also do your calf. You can also do your inner thigh. And the hands come to heart center. Now, of course, if you're holding on to something, you would just put one hand at heart center. If at any point in time you want to reach the arms up into the air, you can, right? But try to look at something that's not moving. So if your eyes are bouncing all over the place, then it is extremely hard to balance, right? So find something to focus on. It's called your drishti. Drishti. It's called your drishti, not your Christy. It's not Christy. Don't look at me. I'm usually moving and talking. All right, come on down. And then we're going to do that on the other side. So now we're going to stand on our right foot. One side's always a lot easier to balance on than the other. All right, so you might be in kickstand. You might come to your calf. Look at something that's not moving. This is like the time I say don't look at the screen. Because I'm moving, I'm talking, you want to look at something, focus on that one part. It might be a tree, it might be a spot on the wall, it might be a picture, right? Something that's in front of you. Focus on it, kind of gaze into it. Breathe. Good, and down to have a seat. I would like you to grab a sip of water, please.
I always have this little joke that yoga teachers are always reminding people to breathe and drink water. Drink a sip. Awesome. Alrighty. So you're going to take your right leg out in front of you. And I'm going to turn a little bit sideways so you can see a little better here. And my right leg is straight and my foot is flexed. So I'm not like this, but my foot is flexed, my heel is pushing away, and my left foot is coming in towards my right inner thigh. If this is uncomfortable on your knee, you can prop it up on a pillow and give it some support. Okay, that helps tremendously. You can also open the angle a little bit. So if bringing it up here and having that angle so closed off feels uncomfortable, maybe you bring your foot down by your calf and then give yourself a little support like this. Okay. Good. All right. So lift your chest nice and high. Hands are going to come onto the floor. And you're just going to draw your chest so that it's in line with the right leg. So you're going to feel like you're in a very tiny, tiny twist right here. And just breathe. Good. Now you're going to forward fold over this right leg. Okay. So hands might come onto your knee. That might be enough. Okay. You're going to be able to let your back round in this. Right? You might reach down to your shin and see what that feels like. And you might come forward still and grab your ankle, let the head start to drop, the back round. You might grab around your arch, you might grab your toes, right? Wherever you grab, let the head drop and breathe. Really deep, really slow into that back body. Just breathe, breathe, breathe. Good. Bring yourself back up. And we're going to do it on the other side. Okay. So this time, left leg's out in front. Right knee is bent. Same things apply. We'll go through it again, but support your knee. Open the angle if you need to. Otherwise, the heel's as close up to the groin, inner thigh as possible. You're going to flex that left foot. Start by taking your hands down and just turning your chest towards the knee, towards that left knee. So it's going to feel like a teeny tiny twist. Stay here, breathe. So let your body adjust. Good. Now we're going to come into that forward fold. So maybe your hands come to your knee, maybe the shin, maybe a little further. You start to round the back, let the head drop as you come to the ankle or the arch or the toes or whatever, right? Go wherever your hands go and then let the head drop. Take big breaths into the back body. This is a back body stretch, obviously. You can feel it. Back of the leg as well as the back itself. When the head drops, that stretch gets a little bit deeper, and you want to breathe and let the breath help to stretch that part of the body, the back rib cage. have two options to getting onto your back. You can just lie on your back, easy peasy. If you want a little bit of challenge, a little bit of core work, so we didn't do a whole lot there, you are welcome to bend your knees, place your feet onto the floor, and you're just gonna slowly roll yourself down, right? So yeah, you can hold on to the back of the legs. You can also do it without holding on to the back of the legs. That's an option. If you hold on to the back, right, you're just rolling, 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 coming down as slow as you possibly can. And then finally letting the head drop. Okay, we're going to come into a twist here. Straighten your left leg, draw that right knee into the chest. Good. Grab the knee with the left hand, the right arm reach out, and as you exhale, twist. Bring that knee across the body. So one thing I always say is, if your right shoulder is popping up off the floor, you've twisted too far, okay? So for example, if my right shoulder was way up here, I would bring my knee a little more back towards the midline so that the shoulder stays grounded. That's very important to keep the shoulder down. Great, bring it back to center and right on over to the other side. So left knee is going to draw in, grab the knee with the right hand, left arm's out to the side, and then as you exhale, twist. Pay attention to the left shoulder, make sure that left shoulder is grounded. Right, you can look up towards the ceiling, you can look over the left shoulder as well. And bring yourself all the way back to center. Bring both knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side. Roll the knees in a circle. Reverse the circle, bring it the other direction. And make your way into Shavasana. Shavasana, your arms are by your side. It's the same way we set up, right? So you can keep your knees bent. You can put a pillow underneath your knees, or you can straighten your legs and just let the feet flop to the side, palms up. I'm going to stay here in this Shavasana, relaxing. Let your eyes close. So as you're resting here, you might find yourself coming back to your breath. What does your breath feel like in this moment, right now? What is the flow of your breath? Is it deep? Is it shallow? And it's important to know that we are just looking for awareness and we are not looking for judgment, right? So you're not judging how you're breathing. You're simply being aware of your breath in this moment. So, one thing that physics teaches us, you go way back right to the double slit experiment, teaches us that just the simple act of observing something, that something changes. Just for the act of observing it. So by you lying down and focusing on your breath, not necessarily trying to change it, it will automatically change. It's going to get a little deeper. It's going to get a little slower. Maybe you take some sighs. If you feel like you want to take a couple of those deep sighs, you can. As you exhale, as you breathe out, feel the muscles in your body getting really heavy. All right, so the inhale, you fill your body up with this prana. In yoga, prana is life force. It's a very similar concept to chi, which I think a lot of more people are probably familiar with. So you fill your body up with this prana, this life force energy on the inhale, and then on the exhale, it's almost like you can feel the effects of gravity just pulling down on your body. And the tension goes away. And the discomfort melts like honey down into the ground. And slowly, as you find yourself starting to just relax more and more deeply. All the other things that don't matter in this moment start to fall away. As you breathe slowly in and you breathe slowly out. You feel gravity pulling you down, almost like you were an ice cube outside on a hot summer day. And you just start to melt away down into the earth. Perhaps you do the mantra again of I am on the inhale and at peace on the exhale. I am at peace. And you relax. You know that you're in a safe place. You know that you've carved this special time out for yourself. And you've given yourself the permission to relax. And so do it fully. Maybe at this point in time, your breath gets deeper. Taking in a really deep inhale
inhale, but slowing down the exhale even more. So you have this long, slow inhalation, but followed by a longer and slower exhalation. Slow it down. Let it go. Something really amazing happens when we slow down our exhalation. That in itself, and more specifically, making your exhale twice as long as your inhale, it signals your nervous system that it's okay to relax. It turns on the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and the digest. It tells your body there's no need to fight, there's no need to run, you're not in danger. And a lot of times, by slowing down your exhalation, you can also bring calmness to your mind. So it can affect you on a physical level and on a mental level. And as the mind slows down, it becomes more clear. It's not racing with all this internal dialogue, and all these thoughts and all these judgments. You just follow the breath in, and you follow the breath out, and you melt. And you tell your body, by breathing out super slow, that you're safe. You tell your mind through your breath that you're at peace. We have a saying in yoga, the quality of the breath reflects the quality of the mind, and vice versa. The quality of the mind reflects the quality of the breath. So just pay attention next time you're anxious or upset or worried to how you're breathing. It's probably also fast and rapid, just like your mind. And start to experiment and slow the breath down and see if it can also have that calming effect on those thoughts, those worries. It's a very powerful tool, your breath. And you always have it with you. You never have to worry about leaving it at home. So here, I leave you to rest, to nap, to keep practicing slow exhalations, or to go about the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a pleasure, it's an honor to have your trust to let me guide you. I appreciate your presence, and I hope you feel better than you came in. So, I'm always here for you, Christy Price. Peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, peaceful intentions, and I say to you, namaste.